Greetings, everybody. Hello and welcome. My name is Justin. I am the community manager for War Division's Final Fantasy Brave Exvius global version. I'm sorry there was a little bit of a delay. I just had to figure a couple things out here. So if I'm a little frazzled, I apologize. I had many things going on in the background here to get everything ready, because this is a bit of a weird and bit of a different stream, because this is War Division's FFBE Updates, Justin and Friends, number 14. I think it's number 14. I think I got that correct. But yes, I hope you are all doing very well today. It is close to the end of the year here, and everybody's kind of winding down. It's freezing where I am currently. My hands are cold, my room is cold, and everything else. But yes, I hope you're all doing very well. If you guys say I'm low, I don't know. My voice seems fine on OBS. But yes, I have a festive sweater here, and you may have seen it in another stream or two. But I'm actually not going to be alone in my stream today. I have a guest that's going to be coming on later. His name is OdaibaDiver. But he's not on yet because I have some information that I wanted to share with you guys. As you may have seen, there is a particular unit that is coming out. But yeah, so he'll be joining me. This is sort of a two-part stream. The first part is like an update section. What you guys have seen the notice is you probably know what's going to be in it. And then the second part is the like the Justin and Friends portion with him, where, you know, the pretty usual, pretty normal stuff that you are used to. But yes, so without further ado here, he will be joining a little bit later. But without further ado, let me jump into the information here. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything. I have a script and everything that I need here. But yes, so let me see here. Cool. So let me just jump right into the news here so everybody knows what's coming. Now, this section is going to be very similar to the YouTube updates that we do, that you've seen Fujimoto-san, aka Hiroki, and myself on many times before. So yeah, let's just dive right into that. Konnichiwa. All right, cool. Let me dive right in here. I keep saying dive right on, but I have some information to go over. So, first up, we have Ravies Winter. So, Ravies Winter is an ice type unit of UR rarity with a cost of 70. Her main job is Great Knight, and her subjobs are Knight and Paladin. This is an attacker type job with high HP and attack that is able to use barriers to reduce damage. You can also boost its resistances and dispel enemy barriers, and protect spells to lower their resistance and deliver consistent damage. The Great Knight uses both slash and strike type attacks, meaning it can perform as a durable attacker in a wide range of situations. Pretty great, pretty great. So let's go ahead and take a look at her limit burst.
Here we go! Go, 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 go! It's out of here!
Pretty great, pretty great.
Here we go! Go, 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 go! It's out of here!
It was kind of getting a little red there on OBS. I'm sorry.
Here we
I'll
go!
make sure the other ones are quiet.
Go, 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 go! It's out of here!
Okay, let me get into the next one. I'm sorry. Cool.
Here we
next up, we have... Actually, this one doesn't actually have that. Sorry. Oh, that's not actually the one I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I wanted to talk about ground pound. This is going very well. Alright, so ground pound ice is a powerful ability that deals 2 hits of medium damage to the target known as ice turns. The medium 2-hit damage and the ability to reduce enemy attack turns makes it easier to keep dealing elemental damage. Very nice. Alright, next up we're going to be looking at Brute Force, which is what I wanted to show earlier. So, Brute Force removes Protect from the target, then deals large damage, plus it has a chance of inflicting stun for 1 turn. Removing Protect before delivering the large damage hit means she can quickly reduce the HP of otherwise beaten opponents. Plus, the chance of a 1-hit stun can leave the target open to more attacks from her allies as well. Pretty nice, pretty nice. What's going on here? I was not looking at chat. I turned him down, everybody. I turned down the volume on the videos. Okay? All right, I'm at max. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'll turn it up just a smidge. I'm in the red. Okay, that was red. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. I got a couple videos here to get through. You guys can hear me. I know you can hear me. All right, so now we have Instill Endurance. Okay, this one's turned down here. Instill Endurance raises the pierce resistance of allies within an area around self for 3 turns and bestows a barrier on self that reduces physical damage for 3 turns. This is a very versatile ability that can reduce damage from powerful pierce attacks as well as physical damage from other kinds of attacks, thanks to the barrier. This is a very powerful unit that combines high HP. Oh, let me take a look here. All right, so this is a very powerful unit that combines high HP and defense boosting abilities that reduce damage with the ability to lower enemy resistances and destroy their barriers. You don't want to miss out on this unit. Cool. So that is Winter Ravies. There's no more videos, I'm sorry. But we can look at the LB again if you guys would like to. But yeah, so the good thing about her is that she's joining us almost alongside the Japanese version. And if only we had somebody on a little bit later that could talk about the Japanese version. But anyway, you don't want to miss out on this unit. She is very good and costs 70. But there's more to get through here, so allow me to get through that. So let's take a look at her vision card. That's not it. Spoilers. Okay. So her vision card, Wish on a Winter Night, is a UR vision card with a cost of 80. Its party ability grants a Man-Eater bonus to physical attacks and boosts dexterity. It works for main jobs that equip greatswords, axes, katanas, or books. And once it reaches max level, the units also receive an increase in their pierce attack resistance. I think I have another slide here set up. So we can, oh yeah, there it is. So yes, when equipped, it boosts attack for all units. And for Ravies Winter and regular Ravies, it also increases accuracy and slash attack potency. Plus, this vision card also comes with a vision ability. This vision ability, Blessing from Afar, lowers the AP consumption of allies within the area around the user for 3 turns and bestows a barrier on self that reduces magic damage for 3 times. So, lowering the AP consumption for the user and allies makes it easier to repeatedly use abilities. Add the magic damage reduction too, and this becomes a very powerful vision ability. So this vision card goes well with Ravies Winter and a lot of other units too, so we hope everybody that's looking forward to it can get it. So please keep an eye on that. Next up here, I told you guys there was no more videos, so that's good. So next up here, we have the Glacial Crown. This is an MR Great Sword. A what? This is an MR Great Sword, especially made for Ravies Winter. Its passive ability increases the slash attack resist piercing rate, and for Ravies Winter only, it boosts slash attacks, strike attacks, and accuracy. Not only is this a great match for Ravies Winter, but who can use both slash attacks and strike attack abilities, it is a fantastic looking weapon, as you can see in the art, so don't miss out. You can get the Glacial Crown from the Equipment Acquisition Quest. In another live stream, in another life, I was trying to do an Irish accent. But that's for another day. Anyways, on to the further news here. So we have the winter festivities. This is a winter campaign that is going on. So starting on December 21st, and for the duration of the campaign, you can complete a winter festivities celebration quest once a day to earn medals that can be exchanged at the exchange shop. Acquired medals can be exchanged for special presents. Presents are nice. At the exchange shop lineup, or sorry, I read that completely wrong. The exchange shop lineup changes daily, so clear the quests every day to claim as many presents as you can. And from December 28th, we are planning a winter's festivities 500 Visior, 5 times summon, and a winter festivities, you are guaranteed bonus included 10 times summon. So yes, pretty awesome stuff. That's going to be starting next week on the 28th. And finally here, this one is a bit of a surprise. I mean, you guys saw it in the notices, but Warrior of Light and the Final Fantasy 1 collaboration are here to celebrate 35 years of Final Fantasy. So to celebrate the collaboration reissue, there will be login bonuses that include 2,000 Visior, 40 Warrior of Light unit shards, and there will be 40 Warrior of Light unit shards and a lot more. So don't miss out. He is the reason for this season, I guess, as they say. Is he? I don't know. But 35 years is a very long time, and it is awesome that we were able to get to this point. So thank you, everybody 35 years ago that brought Warrior of Light out, even though he wasn't in the first game. Cool. So that actually kind of does it for the information that I have for you guys, but there's still a little bit more to go over, but I'm going to actually get into our guest here and go over everything with him alongside me. So thank you for joining the updates portion of our stream. Allow me to come back. Hello. Thank you for listening to our updates portion of the stream. Usually, as you guys may have been able to tell, usually that is done on YouTube. It's the same sort of thing. Warrior of Light is definitely older than me. Well, not definitely, but he is older than me. Anyway, I'm not going to be here by myself anymore. But that is all the news that we have for this week. Stay tuned for future weeks. There may be something in there that you guys are looking forward to. But anyway, that's not this stream, so I'm going to get into my guest here. Hopefully he's ready. I said I would give him a cue. So here is your cue. You will be jumping on here very shortly.
Hey guys, it's Odaiba here. Oh, am I too early?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Of course, yes. So he's represented here by his favorite unit. Well, I guess she wasn't your favorite unit because you picked somebody else, but your second favorite unit.
Yes, sort of. Yeah, second favorite. Bit of a spoiler there. Yeah, and actually, Justin, unbeknownst to you right now, I'm actually in free match and War Divisions right now, just testing out the PvP build I've put together that we're going to run through later on.
Okay. I don't have a team ready yet, so let me take a look here. Getting some echo issues. Let me take a look here. Sorry.
Okay, sure.
I think I know what it is, but let me just take a look.
No, maybe it's because my voice is so loud that it reverberated.
All right. So hopefully that's doing a little bit better. Test. Could you say something?
Test. Can you guys hear me? Is there still an echo? Is it better now?
I don't know. Okay. Could you say something again, please?
Okay. So something again, and this is actually the kind of thing I do to test my audio levels as well on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully it's much better.
So yes, because I wear glasses now, I did not want to put my headset on, so you guys were hearing him in my microphone. So
that makes sense. Yeah,
somebody
said Night Wielder said Odaiba is in Madison Square Garden right now. That's probably why.
Indeed. Anyway, I apologize for that. I usually try to eliminate all technical issues, but today has not been my day. Anyway, I apologize immensely for the issues here. But let's press on. We have our special guest here, OdaibaDiver. Thank you very much for joining us today. It is an honor to have you on. You're a bit of a new-ish influencer, I guess, to the YouTube world, that sort of thing. But people are very familiar with you because you cover the Japanese content as well. So I think there's a lot of people out there that are very thankful of the content that you cover and your ability to interpret stuff.
Well, I'm glad. I'm just trying to share my passion for the game, and these are the things that I found interesting. Whenever they, share new information or announce something, I'm the guy who is like super excited to want to get this out to more people. So that's why I started doing all these translations, and eventually, I thought, you know what, maybe it might be a good idea to do it as a YouTube channel as well, because
Okay.
especially because I play in both the JP and global version of the game, and I thought I could, share some gameplay with you guys as well.
Yes, our global players love Japanese news. So, but we're actually going to get into a little bit of an interview a little bit later on. But there's a couple things that I wanted to cover real quick before we get into that. So the first thing here, this is for the players. As you guys know, here on the Justin and Friends stream, we like to give out presents to everybody. And one of the presents that we like to... Oh, that was a spoiler. I clicked the wrong thing. One of the presents that we like to give out here is rewards for getting viewership numbers here. So these days we're streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So we have a combined number here. And these are the rewards that we're looking at today. You guys probably saw them in the notices already. But we've got 50 Experience Cube Extra Large. I use some today, so those are always good, but I have almost 12,000 of them. We have 20 large NRG Restore potions, or NRG Restore large times 20, I guess, and then 100 event skip tickets. Pretty awesome, pretty good getting your equipment. Or maybe, I guess, when you get those, you should use them on the Glacial Crown. That's my advice.
Oh, that's an idea. Yeah. It's looking to be, so I was watching earlier, it's definitely looking like a very, I mean, I'm surprised that we are getting it at the same time as JP, actually.
Oh, the weapon?
Yeah, the weapon.
That's right, because sometimes that doesn't always happen, does it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a pleasant surprise here to help the people who want to use Reviers, Winter Reviers at her, like, full power. That weapon is, like, really good.
Indeed. I can't wait to get my hands on her. But yes, she does seem like she will be very fun. Plus, I love winter units. I also love the summer units too. But yes.
Yeah. They're like the design for all the units, like, that's one thing. And then a lot of these seasonal units, they do something in the game that, is not really replicable by other units. So, like, for example, for the winter, I actually never had any winter units up until this year. And a few months back, there was like I believe there was a summon banner where we could get the older units. I was very lucky. I got myself, I think, 2 of the units, Christmas, Winter Luatha and Winter Ramada. And I've been, using them quite a bit in guild raids and stuff like that.
Indeed. Yeah. When Global got Winter Luartha, she was a huge boon to my win party. Doesn't matter who she attacked, she was always doing max damage.
That's nice. Yeah, that's what you want to see.
But yes, so on top of the rewards here, we also have something else. I spoiled it very quickly. This isn't coming relatively soon, but it is coming relatively soon. And that is the New Year PvP tournament. A lot of people have been asking about a PvP tournament or an official PvP tournament for a very long time. So I'm proud to announce that we are going to be doing both an auto battle and a manual battle tournament in the new year. So the registration for this is going to open on January 2nd for auto battle, and that's going to be available until January 15th. And then manual is going to be available from January 16th until January 29th. So the auto battle tournament is going to be 32 players, and we're actually going to be able to have that in 3 different languages. So if you are, you're obviously watching the stream in English, but we will have it available in 2 other languages as well. And the manual tournament is going to be 8 players, and that is going to be a little bit later. The auto tournament is going to be on the 28th, and the manual tournament is going to be on the 29th, I think. I'm not sure if I'm reading this date correctly here. No, that's not correct.
So it's not happening on the same day. It's like different days so that people can watch both tournaments.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, that's correct. So manual is going to be on February 11th. And auto is going to be on January 28th. So they're a little bit separated. Or a lot of it separated.
Yeah. Oops, sorry. I wanted to say that's fantastic to see, some representation for the manual players. I know there are a lot of passionate PvP guys who really go into the manual mode for class match, and I'm very excited to see what they will come up with, how they will perform in the manual battle tournament.
Indeed. And this tournament is head and shoulders above what we've done on previous streams. Like last year, we had a little bit of one during the anniversary live stream. This one is a proper tournament, and there's going to be some more news coming out. So stay tuned for that information. Oh, so yes, if you're a PvP guy or gal, just stay tuned. There will definitely be some more information regarding the PvP tournament, New Year PvP tournament. So stay tuned. And thank you. I know a lot of people have been asking this for a long time, especially everybody that does stuff on the Friday night fights, that sort of thing. So this is for you. Cool. So let's jump back here. Hello. I'm going to do what Leela does.
Oh, is that where? Oh, okay.
But yes, so our guest of honor today is OdaibaDiver. He has been gracious enough to lend us his time to be on a stream today. Some of you, as I mentioned, may be familiar with him. He's done some, he's ramped up his promotion, I guess, on YouTube and Reddit and that sort of stuff recently. But he's been putting out a lot of great information for you guys for a little bit. So he's on the stream today, and we have a little bit of an interview. You guys know how it goes. We always have an interview for everybody. So yes, are you ready for your mini interview?
Yep, I suppose so. I'm a little bit nervous.
No, there's no need to be nervous. I mean, you were even doing a live stream yesterday. You're doing fine.
Yeah. I'm going to channel the positive energy of Leela. She's always she's always able to, well, except for that one part in the story, but other than that, she has such a lively, bubbly personality that it kind of rubs off on me, and I'm going to try and channel that energy here in this interview.
So do you watch the story? I mean, the story comes out in Japan first, but do you watch it there, or do you watch it in both versions that you play?
Oh, it depends actually, because it depends on when I'm feeling like playing the story mode. Actually, right now, I think I might actually be further in the global version for the main story itself, because I stopped at some point in JP. I didn't want to clear the rest of the story to try and save up my visual that way, if that makes sense to you. It's like a little piggy bank. Like when I need the visual, then I'll go and clear the story mode up to the latest chapter to get all the free visual coming in. So global version, right now, I'm actually ahead in terms of the main story.
Interesting. So if you're ahead, that means there's a ton of visual that's available for you on the JP version.
Yeah, quite a bit. Not a ton, but definitely quite a bit more than I have access to for sure.
A few months worth at the very least.
Yeah, a few months worth. Yeah, you can say that.
All right, cool. So I have my first question here. What sort of content or information or what have you do you do or make for War of the Visions?
So I would say basically I do two types of content. The first is sort of like the advanced information from the JP version of the game. So for example, every single time they're doing like an official live stream in Japan to announce like new information. And by the way, there's one tomorrow evening when they're gonna announce the year-end collaboration for War of the Visions JP. I will, do translations for those things, and then whenever there's something cool in the game on the JP side of things, I try to feature it and let people know that, hey, this is something interesting that's coming up. And also closer to the release of key units and stuff like that. Like, for example, in this case, Winter Revies. Actually, last week, I've been doing a bunch of content on Winter Revies ever since she came out in World of Visions JP. So that's one thing I do. And then the other thing I try to do is to just try and show good gameplay, good teams that come together and perform well together, or just interesting teams that can do something that you don't really see very often.
All right. So very interesting. Yes. So if you go check out his YouTube channel, you can see the link in the Twitch chat. I guess we could put that in the YouTube chat as well here.
That would be fantastic. So like right now, I'm trying to get to the 1,000 subscriber threshold, and I'm really flattered and honored that so many people would subscribe to me up to this point. I think I'm right now at like 700 and. Actually, before the stream, I believe the count was at 777. So
okay.
Lucky number, hopefully it gets better from there.
We have a goal here. We need everybody go subscribe to him on YouTube, please. That would be great. If everybody could do that, that would be amazing.
Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Justin, for for the support and for shouting it out.
Of course, of course. And thank you for making content. So second here, I have another question. What made you start playing War of the Visions?
Oh, that's an interesting one. So about a few years back, I was really into this simulation. I think we call it tactical RPG in the Western Hemisphere. But I was basically playing something like that on the Nintendo Switch. And then I finished it a bunch of times. It's a game where that has like 4 branching paths. So I basically like cleared everything, and I'm like, there's only, so much one can, replay. There's only so many times you can replay a single game. So I began looking for other kinds of games that would be able to, have this kind of gameplay mechanic, but would let me be able to like clear, new content with all my favorite units, that kind of thing. And then that's when I stumbled onto, at the time, I didn't even know that on smartphones, there are these kinds of games like War of the Visions, and it took me a while. And then just at the point that I was looking for this kind of game, I heard about the NIA collaboration for War of the Visions in JP. So this was a few months before it came to global, and that was actually the impetus for why I got into War of the Visions. I started at, I believe, around the release of Duane in global version.
All right. Interesting. So you didn't go the tactics route that many other players go.
Oh, yeah. This is a bit of a funny story. I've never actually completed Final Fantasy Tactics. I actually dropped Final Fantasy Tactics when I was really young after like the 4th or 5th stage, because I found it to be really complex and super difficult. And I even bought a strategy guide for the game, and it ended up not being read because I wasn't really playing the game. And then it was so hard that I heard about how you would actually need to go into you can actually try and go into a stage and set up this one person that you will heal over and over to farm EXP. And I tried that, and I thought this was really difficult, and I just dropped the game there. So everything I know about FF Tactics is from the strategy guide, because I've never actually played the game properly.
Interesting. It is kind of fun that, like back in the day, we did have strategy books and that sort of thing, with a little instructional book that came with the game and everything that we could read, but not these days.
Yeah. These days we have YouTube. I'm the strategy guy now.
That's true. So go give him a subscribe. All right. So I'm a little behind on my PvP battle that we're having, Battle of the Century. So I was working on that while you're giving your answer.
Oh.
Yes, that'll be the Battle of the Century. Not really, but we'll see here.
Yeah, I have a very interesting team prepared for you as well. Not sure if you guys could predict it. There is a clue to it somewhere on this live stream that you've seen already. It's not going to be the new units, obviously, because it's not out yet, but let's just say there's been a clue that's staring you guys right in the face this whole time.
It's my sweater.
Yes.
Cool. So we'll look forward to that. I have so this is a good follow-up, or this is a good, what do they call it? A layup? I'm not sure. I don't know what sports are. But who is your favorite unit?
Oh, my favorite unit. Well, I can sort of so I want to say from the story perspective, it's actually Leela because of like I said, I sort of alluded to this earlier. I really like her character and her personality and how she's so silly, especially in that event that we had earlier this year where she had this like really funny story about herself being like a super detective or something like that. That was really fun. But if you're talking about in terms of gameplay, I would have to say my favorite unit overall is actually Darkfina because she does so many things, and I especially love the way how in dark element teams you could sort of just run Darkfina and put a producer bow tie on her, and she can just serve as like this distraction for the enemy team, get them to come to Darkfina, who has also a bunch of like resistances to help her survive, while the rest of your dark team go and carry out the assassination and take them down before they even realize it. Yeah, so I really enjoy that aspect of Darkfina. Like she's a really cool unit all around that does so many things.
Interesting. A lot of people were. Well, I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but Darkfina was a unit that a lot of people were very hyped about when she got announced in Japan.
Yeah, for sure. I remember actually when Darkfina was released in JP, I think it was the single month where the game, like on the best-selling, what do you call it? Like there's this, in the App Store that they rank the titles by revenue and stuff like that. And War of the Visions like really shot up to like, I think top 25, something like that. And it was a massive spike. And yeah, that goes to show how popular she is as a unit in JP. And I'm sure she's quite popular in Global as well.
Do you have her in Global or do you only have her in...
See, here's the funny thing. I have her in Global, but I don't have her in JP. I actually did the yeah, I know, right? I because the thing is with JP, right? A lot of times I have to kind of think about if I really need the unit. You know what I mean? Because there's no information. There's no separate version of the game where I can get like advanced information of the unit, and I really have to evaluate the unit. Even when it's a super good unit like Darkfina. If I feel like it's not going to be a unit that sees a lot of play in guild battle, then I usually try and not pull for that unit. But in this case, I was clearly wrong. She turned out to be sort of a 10 pull in dark element. So I didn't get her early on. So I just like gave her. I did like I had about 900 medals from her actually, that I eventually just exchanged for shards. So right now I'm actually in JP version, I'm sitting on about 400 shards for Darkfina, and I'm just hoping that one day when I finally pull her from a UR summon, then I can like straight away build her out and use her right away.
That was kind of me with Glaciella, the second version of her. I always forget what her name is. Everybody calls her Classy Glassy.
Oh yeah, Classy Glassy.
Glaciella Regalia, I think, is what her name technically is. But yeah, I had 600 shards on her almost for a very long time, and then I eventually got her.
That's nice. Yeah,
I only got her
what
like
I love
2 months
about
ago.
the game as well. Like even when you don't get the unit you want, when you're sort of undecided if you want to go all the way to pull for a unit, you can always, for a lot of these units, you can always get them later down the line. And that's actually what happened to me a lot of times, especially in JP. I didn't actually try to get a lot of the win units at first, like Suddenly and even Flag Bearer Glaciella. I didn't actually try to pull for her, but I just collected the shards. And then eventually at some point I got lucky, I got them. And now wind is my strongest element in JP.
Nice. Wind is definitely up there for me as well.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I hope everyone watching this has a good wind team in their arsenal. There's so many things you can do with this team, and it's super fun.
Did Nier start that for you? Did 2B start that for you?
Oh, definitely. 2B is so the funny thing is back then when I started the game, right, I didn't actually know like what are the units and what are the vision cards I should look for. I don't know how to evaluate and everything. So, funny story, in JP, I don't have the Nier Automata vision card. whereas I have everything for Nia in global. Yeah, so that's one of the advantages. So that's one of the reasons why I play both versions as well. Like anything I miss in JP, global is the time for me to, capitalize and get my revenge and, try and play with those things that I've been waiting to try for so long.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's a good strategy. Yeah. I might play JP, except I don't speak, the Nihongos.
Yeah, the language barrier is quite a bit, and especially since the JP version is actually, let's just say in the global version, a lot of things have been modified to make the experience much better for players in global. So, like for example, for example, one of the things that I was quite surprised myself as well is that, whenever there is a raid in World of Visions in JP. Okay, let's talk about global first. So in global, to trigger one instance of a raid, all you have to do is go to some quest and use up about 20 energy, and that will trigger one instance of the raid. And what happened in JP was that when I first started doing raids over there, I thought that it was the system was buggy somehow because I couldn't get the raid instances to come out the way that it did in global. And so I actually had to ask around, like, what's going on? Is my game bugged? And then my guildmate told me, actually what you're supposed to do is use 50 energy. And, if you do skip tickets and get up to 50 energy at a go, then the raid will definitely pop. And I was shocked at that time because I thought always it was supposed to be 20 energy, but actually in JP it's 2.5 times more expensive just to pop a single instance of raid. And you can imagine, how much of a difference that makes when you're trying to get medals and, fully clear out the raid shop.
Indeed. 50 is a lot. I remember when it used to be like a random amount, it seemed.
Oh, really? There was a time? Oh, I didn't even know about that.
I'm 99% sure it used to be random. Somebody can correct me in chat if that's not correct, but I am pretty sure that is correct.
Yeah, that's cool. See, even though I'm up to date with the game and everything, there's still so many aspects of the game that I didn't know about from before.
There have been a lot of changes in this game, and many changes for the better, which is great.
Yep.
All right, so I think I have another question here, which we've already kind of talked about a little bit, but where can players check out your content? So I guess this is just another opportunity to shout it out.
Right, so it's very easy. It's quite simple. All you have to do is go onto your web browser, go to www.youtube.com/@mark and then OdaibaDiver spelled out. Alternatively, if you just go to YouTube, either in the application, the mobile application, or the website, and you search for Odaiba, ODAIBA, and then space WOTV. You should be able to find my videos quite easily that way as well. Yeah, so I just have to clarify, Odaiba is actually an actual place in Japan, in Tokyo, Japan. And it's actually my favorite part of Tokyo City. So that's how the namesake came about. So if you go into YouTube and type in Odaiba, you're going to get a bunch of Japan travel videos. So you got to type in Odaiba space WOTV for World of Visions.
It's sort of the same thing, like when I would look up like digs or something like that, I would type in digs and be like, oh no, I have to put War Divisions on the end because he has a very common word.
Or you have to put Dr. Diggs because he is a doctor, the doctor of WOTV.
Indeed. So I don't really have any more formal questions here for you, but I guess I'm curious. Let me think how to word this. So are there any, I guess my question is, are there any big differences between both regions of the game as far as like maybe how players approach the game, that sort of thing that you've noticed since you play both?
That's really interesting. Let me think for
That's kind of a hard question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's something that I was kind of more aware of, earlier in the year, or even last year when all these things sort of pop up bit by bit, and I start noticing. But over time, it kind of, you kind of forget about it, right? Eventually, you just get used to it. I would say that one very interesting thing about the way that I see a lot of JP players approach War of the Visions is that, especially in JP, there is this, it's in global as well, but a lot more people in JP have this concept of being like an element specialist. Like they will, pick to specialize usually a few elements, but on top of that, you have like one element that you're considered like the foremost authority of it in your guild, that kind of thing. And then for those people who are element specialists, they will basically, no matter what, they will just pull every single thing, every single unit, every single vision card in that element, even if it doesn't seem to be that useful initially, because they're the ones who will do the experiments and come up with, crazy, outlandish builds to try and figure out something that, you won't actually realize just from, looking at it on paper. So that kind of play style is something that I see happen a lot more in JP rather than in global, because global, we kind of have we are quite fortunate in that we can more or less tell, what is coming down the pipeline from JP, and then we can try and plan that way. But in JP, you kind of have to be the innovator rather than being able to work with all this extra knowledge, right, to figure out and plan out what you're going to pull for. And as a result of that, we've seen some very interesting developments in the JP meta because of these innovators who are element specialists. So, like for example, one of the unit that was released in global, I think 2 weeks ago, Summer Helena. At the time when she came out, honestly, as someone who pulled for her, she was pretty good, pretty solid, but she was not that consistent in the sense that everybody who was running her in a top level, like top 10 guild in JP, we would find that the performance, the results is kind of inconsistent. Like it will win some things, it will lose to some things, and it was really hard to work with. And then eventually it was the lightning elemental specialist who figured out you could actually pair her with Skahal after his master ability 2 was out, and that really unlocked the potential. And even right now, every single time the guild battle map changes in World of Visions JP, some of the previously dominating builds don't work anymore, right? Because the map, the terrain changes a lot of things, and it's always those innovators, the element specialists, who can take a look at an existing build and figure out, oh, hey, if you change this and if you try using a different Trust Master reward equipment, then you can, very wildly change your movements. And that's how Lightning Magic Team, as a concept, for the first few weeks of December, didn't really make any, wasn't really very popular. But now it's quite popular now because those specialists actually figured out some way to work with that team.
Interesting. So in the global version, I guess on a lot of our vision cards, so on our vision cards, we all obviously have like global changes that are made to the vision cards. Is that something that Japanese players are intrigued by, or do most of them not even realize that that's a thing?
I think a lot of, if we are looking at pure numbers, probably the vast majority of JP players do not even know that the vision cards in global are different, right? Because there's no way they would, know, because they don't really pay attention to the global version of the game, right? Because it's like 4 months after what you're playing. So the one thing that is really big for us global players is that only in the global version of the game you have things like unit specific vision card effects. So for example, the previous one, what was the previous one? So for example, the one with Alaya and Oberon, it had some specific theme for them. In general, a lot of our vision cards, right, if you see the character in the artwork itself, then more than likely it will have some kind of special effect for the unit in that vision card. In JP, there's none of this. For some reason, their concept, I guess, overall is that, the vision cards should be more general. So you only get like elemental specific kind of effects. And then the other thing that's interesting is that even if you don't talk about the unit specific effects, some of the vision cards in global are just flat out changed entirely. Like for example, I just noticed this recently because I was trying to pull for Winter Holiday Party in JP, which is a limited card for winter only. It's not limited in global, I believe, if that's correct. I'm not too sure about that. But more importantly, only in global version does it provide area of effect resistance 20 for any unit in the game. In JP, it's actually limited to water element only. So that really restricts the effectiveness of the vision card. And unfortunately, this time I only realized it like midway while I'm collecting shards for the vision card. So now I have to like abandon the thought of building that card because it doesn't really make sense for me, since I do actually have Death Machine in JP version.
If I remember correctly, that was one of those vision cards that was coming out when JP was changing how their vision cards were, so they changed it for our version because we weren't ready for those other ones.
Oh, okay, so that's why, right.
Yeah. I think
yes.
if my memory might be a little foggy, but I'm pretty sure it was like around that weird transition time.
Right. And then there are some other cards as well, like Dwayne Vision's card is completely different in JP as well.
Oh yeah, somebody just said that in chat as well.
Oh yeah. So, and the funny thing with that is, of course, JP only got Dwayne after we did. And so, but even then, it doesn't explain why they needed to change the vision card. I guess they figured that the way the system works in JP, the effects for that vision card would actually make more sense versus what we have in global. And then there's one other very interesting aspect, which is, so in JP, a few months back, there was the Ibarra vision card that came out. And the thing is, the card in JP is actually completely different from our version of the card in global, because we got this card more than 1.5 years ago. And but the art is the same, so I'm kind of curious, like, you know, in the future, how that's going to be handled. Something to look forward to, I suppose.
Interesting. Yeah, I think Dwayne came out before elemental cards were even a thing for our version.
Oh, okay. So that would make sense.
Yeah. But I remember his card being extremely powerful for him when he came out. But I got Dwayne, but I never got his card, so...
I remember people would, because this is actually at the exact time I was starting the game. So I remember the people I was going to for advice. They were telling me, "Oh, you gotta pull the vision card. You gotta, try and get it, and try and max it in this period, so that you are sort of future proof for in the future when if some reason you do manage to, even if you don't get Dwayne, then at least go and get the vision card, because it may be something that is useful for you in the near future." Yeah, so I remember that. And then I went and I don't actually remember if I went and did it at the beginning or if I got the card much later, but after everything was said and done, I ended up not using the card a lot. So I think I probably got it a lot later, and by the time when I actually got the card, I actually already had Omega and all the other really good Dark Vision cards.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, it's intriguing. Like, it's intriguing, like, the differences between the different versions. And, like, obviously, global players pay much more attention to the Japanese version than the Japanese version pays attention to the global version, because they already got everything they need.
Yeah.
But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if many players out there in the global version didn't know that there was, like a Chinese specific unit in their game. Like, they have a unit that we don't even have.
Correct. I was quite surprised about it myself a few months back when I found out about it.
Yeah, exactly. And she's very cute too, so maybe one day.
Yeah. Yes, please. Hope that she will make her way here. And also, I heard that the Chinese version has some like really different mechanics as well. Like, they have a lot of things that give agility, for example.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how the different versions of the game actually try and approach it differently to add some freshness to the game for the player. So you can't just take something that has worked well in one version and apply it, without making adjustments. And I can say for sure that as a member of the #1 guild in global, Visipur, I can say for sure that the meta in global is really quite different than in JP. A lot of little things, big and small things that don't really end up happening the same way as in JP.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right. So, we have a couple things to talk about. We're kind of getting low on time here, but what would be the most interesting thing? I was thinking of maybe going in and doing like a raid revival with some people in the chat, but I don't know.
What do you guys want to do, chat? You guys want to?
Because we still have our PvP match to do as well. I was setting it up while you were talking, so it's going to be a little scuffed, but I think it'll be all right. Well, probably not. But I almost beat Will, Ready Player Will, when we had our match. So.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one. I mean, and he's a really good player too. So now you're you're making me wonder if I made the wrong choice to try and meme hard with my team composition.
I was using Ramada. That's why she is my. She has always and will forever be my home screen unit.
I recently just discovered the charms of Ramada. Like, I never really thought too much about her as a character or as a unit, and then more recently, I'm like, hey, actually, she's a very charming character in the story, and even the unit as well.
Indeed, I really like her as an MR unit because she's got a lot of ailments, and then she also has a hate down ability, which I really like, which is very helpful when doing like limited guild battles, because my low cost MR units always die in one hit.
Mine too, actually. So you're not alone in that. All right. So what did chat decide they want to do? Do they want to hop into the thing, or are we going to go and do the PvP?
I don't know. I think we may just go into the PvP here. So what I need you to do is I would like you to pick a map.
Oh, okay. That's what is can we get any suggestions from chat? I'm looking at the maps right now. I never really thought too much about it, but I like maps that are like just a open, free for all kind of thing. Like, not too many gimmicks, that kind of thing.
So real quick, while chat is giving you ideas, something that somebody said reminded me of this, and I really like water units. That's my favorite element in this game. And I heard that nobody in Japan wanted Lara Croft, and that made me very sad because she was very good when she came out.
That is not true at all. There are a lot of, not everyone wants Lara Croft, sure, but there are quite a few people who, I've actually seen people express their regret on Twitter that they probably won't be getting Lara Croft. So definitely there are people who would love to have Lara Croft in JP.
I think there was like a survey or something, right? That was on a live stream.
Not too sure about that. Probably not for Lara Croft. Like, it was for something else, most likely. Yeah, because they don't talk about the global exclusive on the official stream, except for this one time when they were making the second official art book, and somebody asked if the exclusive units for global were going to be featured inside that art book. So someone said Rundle Castle Gates.
Okay, everybody loves those maps, so
yeah, that's a classic, I think. It's the one that, if I'm remembering it correctly, it should be one that has been played a lot in guild battle, if I'm not wrong. Rundle Castle Gates.
Yeah, let me see here. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Is it I don't actually see it in the list. Oh, wait, I see it now. It's closer to the back. Oh yeah, this is the Sadali map. It's closer to the end of the selection list.
Oh wait, I think I just saw it.
Yeah.
What map is this? Oh,
it's the one when Sadali came out.
Interesting. I was thinking it was that one where all the units are like basically right next to each other.
Oh, no, no, no. That's another Randall Castle map, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. I am ready.
Okay.
I was originally, I'm going to switch screens here so people can see what's going on. Actually, let me tell you my room number. I'll tell you on Discord. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Don't want to give any spoilers here, so let's see.
Swiper, no swiping.
Did somebody say that? Because that's a very obscure reference.
that was me.
All right, let's take a look here. So what I was planning to do, so I got Lizette, and she's like my first MR unit that I've got to 120 in a while. So I was like, she needs to have a cute friend. So then I got Celir to 120 because I expected to use both of them today. But then you said 2 MR and 1, or 2 UR and 1 lower. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a very particular reason for that. And to sort of compensate, I didn't actually end up using an MR unit, as you can see on the screen.
Yeah.
So it's 2 UR and 1 lower, much lower rarity. So who did you say you were using yet, or have you not reviewed that yet? You said, I heard you say Lizette and then Salier, right?
Yeah, I was going to use her, and then I don't know who I was going to pick for a third. Oh, actually, remember I asked you if you had Warrior Light? I was going to say Warrior Light plus 2 others.
No,
but you said you don't, so
yeah.
All of my plans got crushed.
Yeah, but I'm going to pull for him tomorrow, though.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've been waiting for so long. I missed the boat because, you know why, Justin? I missed the boat because Warrior of Light rerun came out right after Black Rose Witch Helena. So there you go. So guys, don't blame me for skipping Warrior of Light. I know he's good. It's just that I wasn't in the position to, try for him.
When Warrior of Light came out, he seemed like a unit that would never die. He seemed, because there was back in the day there were way fewer tanks or even like bruiser type units. So
I see.
My Warrior of Light was great because he also had like an initial hate ability, which was super great.
Yeah, at the time, and it's definitely kind of needed for a lot of like proper tanks, and without it, you have to use like different kind of strategies to counteract for that, to sort of compensate for that, I guess. Yeah, and then actually yesterday, or was it the day on Monday? Or Monday is today, right? Actually.
Monday for me, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So anyway, so earlier today, I was talking about it, and some of the Visipore members were like, "Oh, you don't have Warrior of Light? What?" They were like seriously surprised that like I never actually had the chance to like pick him up, because like I said, at the time, the only chance that I had to pick him up, I was just not in the position to do so. So yeah, big surprise there.
Interesting.
I wonder if I think I'm probably the only Visipore member to not have Warrior of Light. Probably.
I spoiled my party. But yes, Warrior of Light was very good back in the day. But in the spirit of a certain vision card that just arrived to our version, that's how I picked my second unit. So it's gonna be a little weird, but are you ready? I think we should just get into it. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm kind of worried now. Maybe I shouldn't have requested for the rule change. Like, it's not, I don't think it's working in my favor.
I maxed out my Dark Ramu.
Hey, we have the same unit.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if the movements on my side will work out. Actually, earlier when you were explaining the new content coming out on Wednesday, I was actually trying desperately to get free matches and free match to test out the movements for the team so that I can try and calibrate. But I ended up not being able to do so. Like I wasn't really paying attention to the fight, so I didn't I didn't make any changes eventually. So just gonna put it out there, the movement that you're gonna see on my end for the triple leader team is not going to be it's probably not going to make sense.
That's okay. Mine does not make sense either.
Okay, that's good then.
I wasn't paying attention, but I don't even know if my Solir used an ability because literally all I did is I used some blossoms on her and then I used some experience cubes. But like her faith isn't even 97, so I was trying to do that, but I got behind.
Got it. Okay. So the same thing has happened for my Leela as well. Like prior to today, she was only at level 99, so I made her level 120 and try and build her, in the hour actually just before the stream. Because I just wanted to really try and show this off. And there's a reason for that, not just because I like Leela in general, but I believe that Leela is going to be, after the 3rd anniversary, she's going to be a unit that people might want to pay attention to. Let's just put it that way. I might try and make a video about this sometime in the future because, to be honest, I haven't decided yet. But let's just say things have been quite interesting in JP for SR Leela. Yeah. Oh.
Well, yes, things did not
Yeah.
work out very well here at all. But that is kind of, you do definitely notice casting time in some of these older units is, especially with how high like a lot of agility and stuff is these days, the older units. Oh, I'm going to add you as a friend. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. I would love that. Wait, I actually have to clear a slot probably.
Oh.
So you don't click anything. I'll go and remove somebody
I
right
already
away.
clicked it.
No. Oh well, next time then. Yeah, some of the time that I could add. Yeah. Oh no.
But I actually do need friends. I only have like 53 friends.
Oh yeah, like whenever you are going to do a recruitment for friends in the game, I would straight away drop somebody just to add you on. I remember the last time you did this on stream, it was I think in the Justin and Friends as well. And I tried to desperately, add, but I think everybody else had faster fingers. I ended up not being able to go on there. Yeah. Oh, is that the...
That's my friend ID. So for those out there that are able and willing, there it is. You can type it in.
I'm going to mute my mic for a bit because my keyboard is kind of loud.
That's okay. But yes, so what I've been doing is I've been saving up my empty friends lists until I could, because a lot of times what would happen is I would have maybe like a slot or two open and then I would get like 20 requests and I'd have to deny everybody because I only had like a slot or two open. So as people were hitting like 1 or 2 day offline, I would just remove them. And then I've been saving up slots for, I guess, this very moment.
That's a really good way to manage your friends list actually for World of Visions. I just added you, by the way. Hopefully everybody else didn't already flood your inbox with friend requests.
But there was a while ago where I put my friend code and I think I had like 78 friend requests.
Oh wow. That's kind of crazy.
And I left them there for as long as I could, but then I just ended up removing them all at once.
Oh. Yeah, that's too bad. People just wanted to be your friend, Justin. Why do you have to remove them?
I know. And I know people are going to roast me over my energy just like somebody else did, but I've been busy all day. I haven't had time to sit down and do what I needed to do in the game. But I did spend the last 2 days getting I think 4 days ago, I had like 1 million gil. So I spent my weekend in the guild chamber. So I finally got over it.
Oh, right. That's right. I completely forgot about that. I was too busy grinding for trust stones and other stuff that I was missing out on. You know what? Now that you mention it, I only realized it was guild chamber weekend right at the end of the week, like literally 10 minutes before the Monday reset. Yeah.
Not good.
Oh,
all right, let's see here. I got way too many friend requests here.
Hopefully I'm in there.
Let's see.
Oh, no.
I just saw you.
Oh, okay.
I'll get to the rest later because it seems like I'm going to have to deny some people. What I usually like to do is I like to accept the lowest level people that I can because they're new. They need help a little bit. Because nobody really needs my units for anything unless it's a trials time. But even then, I've been kind of bad at setting them up for trials. I don't know. Sue me.
Well, thank you for supporting the newer players in the game. They definitely need all the help. A lot more so than the veteran. And actually, can you scroll down to my what do you call it? My profile on your friends list. There's something I want to show you guys, just to show off a little bit, if I may.
I'm exposing my friends list here.
Oh, this is the friend. Oh, yeah, okay. So if you go to mine, and then you look at the title, that's like this is probably going to be my title on the right hand side. That's probably going to be my title for like the longest time ever. It's actually the title for the arena limited. What do you call it? In the 1 week when the game offered like special limited titles for arena to celebrate the completion of part 2. So, and you get this one. The one that I'm using in particular is if you manage to rank in top 10 for that week. And I was actually trying for like the very top, but as it turns out, I'm not that good a player. I ended up in the top 10.
Well, I got my pity title that everybody else got, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, that one is quite lovely too. I like the way that it kind of, the thing is with all these titles for the arena this time, right? It's actually themed after the the end of the part 2 story with especially the Heindler and Randall forces. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the titles this time around. Like it feels like you're part of you. It almost feels like you're part of Oberon's forces in a way.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of being part of Oberon's forces, I will forever ever have my profound astrologer on there for more. 10,000 on her.
That's a good one.
I just really like her, and anybody that knows me knows that I really like cosmic stuff. So the fact that Ramada and her are both astrologers or whatever, astrologians, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And also I just realized this, but Ramada kind of looks a little bit like a rabbit, like a bunny, doesn't she? Like, is this a thing between you and Hiroki? Like, do you guys always like, for some reason, you guys always like the bunny unit?
I guess, yeah. And they both have moles on them too, which I like. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't
know. What? What does what mean, Owen?
I was just making a joke because they both have a mole on them, on their art.
Oh, okay. Right.
If you guys didn't know that, you can go check in game.
Really? What? It's actually something we could. Oh, I didn't. Well, you've given me a reason to sort of dig further into the game later on off stream. Just for science, just to not let anyone have any weird ideas about me. I just want to, explore the game deeper and have a better understanding of the game. Definitely not anything weird or anything. Just try to, enjoy the game.
Indeed. All right, so I'm actually really sad that I got brutally destroyed in our PvP match because I did well against Will, so it makes me quite sad.
Well, I just got lucky, really. Like, I mean,
I don't think so.
Because the thing is, I picked this team based on the meme that, like, what if we had 3 Leelas together? Like, what if we had like a Leela Power Rangers team, right? And as it turns out, all the Leela in the game just happen to be really great units, right? Except maybe for the SRR one, but she's an up and comer, let's just say. And so it turns out that the overall power of the team just happens to be really quite good. So I really got lucky on this one.
I think she was the first unit to get 3 units, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Pretty sure she was.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it. Oh, yeah, probably. Because the other one would be Glassula, and that actually came later. Right. You're right.
Indeed. All right, so I don't really have anything else that's super compelling to talk about today. But I did want to give another shout out. I really quickly wanted to talk about Ravi S. Winter here really quick. So you did a bit, like you've reviewed her a little bit. So I was just wondering if you could quickly maybe give a shout out to her since she's going to be coming out in the global version here soon, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. So far what we've figured out in JP for Winter Revies, what we've seen is that I'm just going to like reel it back a little bit, because when she was first announced, myself and I think other players thought that she was going to be like a tank kind of unit, because Revies in the lightning element is kind of like, it kind of has that kind of image as well, right? So looking at the skills, we all thought maybe she might be like, a tank for ice element. And the problem with that is, do we really need another tank in the ice element? But as it turns out, after she's actually out and after people have actually played around with her, she is really more of a bruiser. I've been saying it a lot. She's a bruiser, and not just that, but she's a really incredibly powerful bruiser that can remove a lot of defenses on the enemies and deal a bunch of damage. So I recently, I think earlier today, I put out a video showing that with the right build, you can actually get Winter Revies attack power to over 1,900 in a PvP team. Just for some context, the average physical attacker, usually you get the units to about 1,600, 1,500. So having 1,900 ATK is really quite a abnormal kind of situation. And then on top of that, you have to figure in as well that in her passive ability, she has something that gives her 50% defense penetration. So straight away, just looking from that is a lot of damage. 50% defense penetration in the passive, and then you get 20% more from maybe trust stones or other equipment. And her limit burst gives 30% as well. So you could actually get to total of 100%, ignore the defense of the enemy tank and all that. And in the same video, I showed off that even when you take a very popular tank like Snow, Winter Revies is able to very quickly make quick work of Snow by removing, if he has Protect, it will remove Protect. And then because I think earlier you mentioned Winter Revies has a strike move, the one that removes Protect and has a chance to stun. That is an incredibly powerful move that even has a chance of disabling the opponent if somehow you're not able to take out the enemy in one hit. Yeah, that's pretty. So of course, I've been, talking a lot about how good this unit is, but of course she has some weaknesses as well. I mean, she's balanced for sure, right? It's not all good over the board, but I mean, overall, I would say that there's a lot of things that she can do, and we've been talking about it in JP as well. Right now, we're kind of, in JP, we are, well, actually in Global as well, we're kind of in a golden age for World Divisions in that every element, or rather most elements, have a lot of different options that you can use in a meta-defining PvP team. So you're no longer constricted to like the 3 best units. You can actually try different things, and there are so many units in the same element that offer different options to your team. And Winter Revies is definitely one of those things, one of those units that do something that you don't really have a lot of in the ice element. Because right now in the game, in Global, ice element is kind of defined by a very powerful tank in Snow who can rush forward very quickly. And then you have a lot of backline attackers like Alaya and Eliza, right? Who will just, in conjunction with Snow, they are able to stay back, hang back, shoot out, do a lot of damage that way. And then you have Velis who can, sort of heal them up and do a lot of really interesting things. So if you look at that as a complete picture, Winter Revies does something completely different from all of them. She's the frontline unit that is not so much a tank, but she's just a really strong DPS kind of unit. And when you combine her with a unit like Alaya, we've already seen in JP, when they combo their Frostbite together, or when you just have them attack back to back, it's going to disable a lot of the enemy tanks, a lot of the enemy units. And what I've just discovered prior to the stream earlier today is that in Arena, there is another team running around with Winter Revies, Valis, and Snow. And I actually ran my fire team against this team. But even then, even though I had the element advantage, they were able to survive for quite long before I was able to clean them out. So I only, at that point, I began to shudder thinking, now what if I didn't actually run a fire team against them? yeah, I would just get completely destroyed by snow and winter reveries. Yeah. So
there's a lot of people out there that try and make me feel bad for not getting snow, but it's not going to happen.
It's okay. I don't have, I don't have snow in JP as well. So I definitely feel your pain on that. But at the same time, we are at the point in the game where even if you're missing 1 or 2 very good units in the element, you can always just, do something else with the element by using some other really good unit.
Yep.
So yeah, in my case, I play in a top queue. So you can tell that I'm really not that disadvantaged in the ice element, even without snow, because there are other things I can run that are just as powerful.
Indeed. Well, I hope you guys were taking notes. From the sounds of it, it sounds like she is going to change your life. So look forward to her coming out on Wednesday, December 21st, as well as her vision card and her weapon and the Warrior of Light reissue collaboration. I think that's how they phrase that. But yes, so that's really all that I had for this stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed the updates portion of this stream. Hopefully we can do that sort of thing in the future. So make some noise for that. That would be great, because it's fun to do that. I like doing that. I like sharing stuff with all of you. I can't reveal any information about any summons, that sort of thing. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, no. I was going to say, yeah, I definitely had a really good time, on the stream as well. And I mean, every single time, Justin and friends, it's always fun to see you hanging out with content creators for War of the Visions, and just letting us know, thoughts about what's coming up and this kind of thing. Although I am a little bit, saddened by the fact that you can't review the summon banners, but I guess it's something I'm going to have to look forward to tomorrow at Reset.
Indeed. So yes, look forward to that. You guys, this is actually... sorry, before I say that, I just wanted to say that these are the rewards that we're going to be giving out for the stream. I did the math, I crunched the numbers. My calculator may be a little old, but it told me that we had over 1,000 viewers. So we're going to get all of the rewards here. So 50 extra large experience cubes, 20 NRG Restore large, and 100 event skip tickets. So look forward to that. Those will be landing into your presents. I think the thing is actually called presents. So it's a very fitting thing. So look forward to that. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, I remember. This is the final stream of 2022. So I hope you guys have all had a very nice 2022 and a very nice year in general. And yes, I hope you all have a very happy new year. And I hope you guys have a very nice 2023.
Thank you, Justin.
And I appreciate you all coming here today, and I appreciate our guest here as well. I just wanted to give one more shout out to the New Year PvP tournament for anybody that may not have been here earlier. So there's going to be an auto battle tournament and a manual battle tournament happening in the new year. The registration is going to start on January 2nd for the auto and January 16th for the manual. So be on the lookout. There's going to be a lot of information regarding this, a lot of rules that you guys are going to need to read, and that sort of thing. It's going to be in multiple languages. It's going to be an event. So please stay tuned. Information will be coming your way. It will be awesome.
Is it okay if I give a shout out as well?
It would be more than okay. I would urge you to do it, please. We need to get them over 1,000.
Yes, please, everybody. So, like I said earlier, you can find, you can either go and type in the URL youtube.com/@OdaibaDiver, or if you want to, if you're on the YouTube app, then you can just search for Odaiba, ODAIBA space WOTV, and that should take you to my videos in general, and from there you can go in and subscribe. Now, I actually want to mention one more shout out as well, and this is to my guild in War of the Visions Global. Visipur was the #1 guild, and even though we're #1, it doesn't mean that we are able to. I mean, it doesn't mean that we are never looking for members. Actually, we are always interested in having good people in the guild. And so if you're somebody who has thought about wanting to compete at the very top levels of Guild versus Guild in World of Vision's global version, definitely come in and join our Discord server at discord.gg/Visipor. And Visipor is spelled Visipor. And hopefully one of these days I'll see you guys in Discord over there, and then you can talk to our members and see if you might be a potential good fit for the #1 guild in World of Vision's global version.
Okay. If you give a shout out to them, you have to give a shout out to your JP guild as well. It's only fair.
Oh yeah, good point. Well, so in JP, my guild is called Oh dear, I don't know how to pronounce it. Valkyria, which is VALKYRA. VALKYJRA. And we are actually looking for members as well, because we have 2 people who want to take a break from the game due to work reasons. Like they have a hell of a new year to look forward to, and they don't really have the time now. So if you're someone who, for some reason is playing the JP version of the game, definitely try and hit me up. You can go to my YouTube channel and just leave a comment in any of my videos, and we'll talk and see if you might be able to join my guild. Probably not, but I just wanted to shout out my JP guild as well. They're very nice people. Every single time I fail at my attacks, they are very encouraging and tell me to don't worry about it, just it's fine. And yeah, they're very nice people.
We like nice people. And I like nice people joining the stream today as well. So thank you very much for joining. Somebody had a question. How do you get the rewards? They'll be in your present box, so just stay tuned. They'll be there in the next couple days, I believe. But yeah, I think that's going to do it from me. Any last super final words there, OdaibaDiver?
I guess I want to final words. Tomorrow in the evening, Japan time, there's going to be like a live stream where they're going to announce some stuff for World of Vision JP. And I guess I should have mentioned this earlier, but I will be live streaming that and providing like a English kind of translation, for whatever they say as it's going on. So if that sounds like if that sounds like something you might be interested in, I do hope you guys will join me on my YouTube channel.
Awesome, that sounds fun. But yeah, that's going to do it from me as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you joining today. Sorry for the small hiccups that we had and this small delay, but we have had a very awesome guest on today that has been very insightful. So thank you all. Please give him a shout out in chat and call your family for the holiday, I guess. So happy holidays to everybody out there. Have a nice new year, and I'll see you in the next year, everybody.
Happy holidays,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.